Welcome to 3 Ways to Make Your Home a Sacred Sanctuary. I'm Kelly Lung, a realtor in Atlanta, Georgia for City Homes Realty, where I have the honor and the pleasure to work with the rock star Mary Beth Henderson, who should be here today. I'd like to introduce the speaker, Courtney Lung. She's not only my sister, but my best friend and my biggest inspiration in my life to not only love life, to enjoy it to its fullest, to be my authentic self, and to never stop learning and growing, and to bring joy to all others. Courtney is a Sacred Sexuality Coach, international speaker, author, and master's level social worker who has been inspiring clients for over 20 years. She is a creator of a 4-step glow system for Mariposa Sacred Sexuality. Courtney empowers women and men to get turned on for life and create their most joyful, love-filled, abundant lives. Welcome, Courtney.
Aw, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Sister Kelly. I'm so excited to do this with you. And what an amazing introduction. You're so amazing.
You are. There might be a lot of giggling.
Right, we giggle a lot when we're together. We're just so excited that you're here. And Kelly and I got together and said, well, what can we do to help at this time? You know, during the coronavirus pandemic, so many people are staying home, and I've heard some people loving their time at home and some people feeling a little too cramped and like driving family members crazy, like in each other's hair. And so we were talking about, well, what can you do to make your home your sacred sanctuary during this time? And so today we're going to talk about lots of different things. 3 ways to make your home a sacred sanctuary so that you feel like your home is a safe space that you can go to totally unwind and be your authentic self and recharge your batteries. Yes, even during the current pandemic. We're also going to talk about like how to get clear on your vision for your ideal home, whether it's about improving your current home to be like your dream home, or if it's about perhaps dreaming up your ideal next home purchase. And so today you're going to walk away with clarity and hopefully some inspiration and joy and some specific tips for how your home can be a sacred sanctuary that really like rejuvenates you and is a place that you can go to unwind and feel safe and recharge your batteries. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, should I just jump right into it?
Jump right in, sister.
Okay, perfect. So first, let's talk about what is a sacred sanctuary. Like, what does that really mean? And if you think about it, especially right now with the current pandemic and many people being at home, our homes are, it's like a safe container where we get to spend our time and where we get to, like I said, recharge our batteries. But also right now with the current pandemic, there's lots of information coming our way, lots of news, lots of confusing news, I think in some moments, contradictory things and whatnot. And so, and a lot of people are feeling fear and feeling stress and feeling overwhelmed and worry about our finances and worry about the economy, worry about our health and our safety, worry about our loved ones, and so on and so on and so on. So if you think about it, like all of our thoughts, they're actually energy. They carry energy, as well as our emotions, like the fear or the worry or the just the uncertainty. And so if we just kind of go anywhere in our house with our worry and our uncertainty, it's almost like our whole home can just become this place of like worry and uncertainty and fear. And so what we're going to talk about today is how to create a space in your home, whether it's just like one little pocket of your home, one room, one section, or if it's your whole home, but how to create a place where you can go to almost like be safe from all that fear and that worry, and where you can go to fill your cup and where you can go to relax and rejuvenate yourself. But I almost kind of get the feeling of it's like a place where you can go that's just joy. Just for joy. Like if you think about, I'm just even thinking about the word sanctuary. A lot of times the word sanctuary is associated with either nature or a religious institution, like a place where we go for our spirituality, or a place in nature where we go to just totally relax, like a vacation. So basically, the idea is a sanctuary is almost like this little place that you can go in your home that feels like a spiritual, sacred vacation where you can just completely feel good in that space. And it reminds me of, you know, the idea of saving your bed just for sleep and sex, right? And a lot of people talk about that, right? That like, let's not work in our beds because we want that bed to be the sanctuary that is only for two things, sleep and sex. Maybe once in a while, breakfast in bed or something like that. But anyway, so it's this idea, it's the same kind of idea. So think about your home for a moment and think about, where do you like to go in your home to relax? And is it your yard, if you have a yard? Or is it maybe you have like maybe it's your bedroom, or maybe it is your bathroom. Like for me, it's my bathroom, and I have a bathroom that has a bathtub, and I love taking relaxing salt baths in that bathroom. And I'm fortunate I have this, it's basically like an extra bathroom. I only use it for my baths and my sacred sanctuary time. So that is like my little room where I go to just totally unwind. And I know I'll ask you too, Kelly, like I know Kelly's been really working on her yard and her garden and making this beautiful place. So is that like where
Yeah, that's it. So waking up in the morning and feeling the sun on my face. So luckily, it is springtime and we have had a lot of sun. So it's just a way for me, just lately I've been trying to wake up in the morning and meditate, stretch, do a little yoga. And now during the pandemic, I'm just making my coffee, grabbing some water, and heading outside just to feel the warmth. That actually boosts your immune system. So that's a great thing right now during the pandemic. But just to head straight outdoors and to just kind of walk around, it helps so much. And just sometimes I catch myself just gazing at the garden and gazing at the trees. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So everybody has a window in their home. Not everybody has a backyard. Not everybody has any yard whatsoever, or even a balcony, but you have windows. So just gaze out, feel the warmth. And yes, it's helped me so much, so much.
Yeah,
I'm running out of space, but I'm running out of space to plant anymore.
Oh, how funny. I love it. That's great.
I'm going to have to start playing musical trees and plants.
That is so great.
Where did they go today?
Yeah, you bring up such a good point, because just getting out in nature can help us keep a fresh perspective. And there's so many reasons that nature is so good for our health and our happiness. And like, just simple example is getting the vitamin D that our bodies make from sunshine. And also just there's like this calmness in nature. I always call it like the heartbeat of Mother Earth, just this calmness, getting to hear the birds chirping, or like Kelly's saying, looking at plants and flowers. That in itself can be a meditative experience, just to bring you into the present moment. And that's such a great point too, because the sacred sanctuary that you're creating in your home, this is about coming into the present moment. So things that I recommend for your sacred sanctuary are not consuming any news when you're in your sacred sanctuary. Or if you are willing, maybe don't even have your phone near you, or at least turn your phone on do not disturb mode, or volume off mode, but just let yourself relax in your sacred sanctuary. So you might play music, you might light candles, you might read a book, or just unwind, meditate, whatever will really nourish you. So the first step, since we're sharing today 3 ways to make your home your sacred sanctuary, the first step is to choose a place in your home that can be your sanctuary. So like Kelly, it's for her, it's her garden. For me, it's my bathtub. So choose a place in your home. And if you are currently in a tight space where you literally can't think of a place in your home that you can just have just to yourself, then it might be like a section of a room, like a little corner of a room, or it might be a shared space that you share with others, but maybe sometimes you can have that space just to yourself. So just think creatively of like, what is one almost like untapped space in your home that can be your sacred sanctuary?
And
So
if
choose.
you're in that space, and let's say, I have friends and we all do that, they live in condos. Some live in one bedrooms or studios, but when you're in that space, maybe no one's allowed to talk to you, whatever it is that you need. But maybe just when you're in that exact spot, that's your time and to have no distractions.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So I love how this is flowing, because step number 2 is to add beauty to your space and to like really make it your own. And then I'm going to come back to that, because step number 3 is exactly what Kelly's saying about like have no distractions. Set your boundaries around your sacred space and tell even your family members, like, this is my sacred space. And when I'm there, this is my time for myself. Like, I have to have a little quiet time to myself. So for example, if someone is a mom and you have kids who are always asking you for things, then set up a space in your home, even if it's your bathroom, where you can go. And maybe you even put a sign on the door, like, this is mama's time sign, and let everybody know when that sign is up that is time not to disturb you, to just let you be. Unless, of course, there's, an emergency, but most of the time there's not an emergency. It might seem like an emergency to your kids, but it's not really. And so even
Yeah.
let them know, like, you'll be in there for 30 minutes or you'll be in there for an hour, whatever time frame you can carve out. Even like 15 minutes to ourselves and our sacred sanctuary can tremendously help us so much.
And during this time, if you can, this is your time to practice your negotiating skills. So just ask, if it's your kids, if it's your husband, boyfriend, wife, whoever it is that you're sharing that space with, negotiate with them. Ask them, what can you do in turn for them? How can you help them get to their sacred space? So if you give me this time, I'll give you your time. So
I
something
love
like
that. That's beautiful. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's so important just for us to have time to ourselves. And I think a lot of times we don't realize that. And especially, like I was saying, with the current pandemic, it's like we even need a mental break from thinking about the pandemic and worrying about it. And we just need time to be in joy. And interestingly, when we relax, that's really good for our immune systems. And then even when we are joyful or happy, that boosts our immune system even more. Whereas when we are worrying or fearful, that lowers our immune system. So it's not good. It's not good for anybody. So definitely.
especially during the pandemic.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I've been telling people, just stay happy and healthy, like stay as happy as possible, which might sound kind of crazy when we're in the middle of a pandemic, but the happiness is really, really important. And that's why it's so important to create this sacred sanctuary, so you can rejuvenate yourself and do something that makes you happy in the space. You could even decide you don't want to relax, but what if you just want to dance in your sanctuary? Like, what if you want to turn your bedroom into a big disco and like shine some nice lights, like play music, just dance and let yourself have fun. So your sanctuary doesn't have to be relaxing. It could be actually fun and energizing. But the 3 ways to make that sanctuary are: first, decide where you're going to have the sanctuary. Then 2, add beautiful things to your sanctuary that make you happy. So it could be adding music, adding flowers, candles, whatever items would help to set it up as this beautiful place. And then number 3 is set your loving boundaries to protect your safe space, like hanging a sign on the door. Or if you live by yourself, like I do, then silence your phone, or just decide for yourself, this is time for you. So like, it's also important, like I said, to have a mental break. So even if you live by yourself or with others, like maybe you set this special time that you're taking in your sanctuary to not even think about any work or don't think about any worries. Like just let your mind wander, or even do a visualization of imagining you're like in a beautiful place in nature, like you're on vacation. Since a lot of us can't travel right now, well, what if you just imagine you're traveling, or imagine you're on the beach watching the ocean waves come in and out? That is going to really help your mind, body, and your spirit.
Courtney's a certified hypnotherapist, so call her if you'd like some tips.
But it's so interesting. In my time in hypnotherapy, one thing I've learned is that our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what we imagine, which is fascinating. So if you imagine yourself on the beach, your subconscious mind thinks you're on the beach. And so isn't that interesting? And it also shows too, when we imagine a fearful situation, or we imagine all these bad things happening, that is telling our subconscious mind that those bad things are happening. So we really have to be mindful of our thoughts and our feelings right now more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay in tune, watch the news, stay in tune with everything that's going on. That's really important, but then tune out.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
have control of your attitude. I've heard that repetitively this past week. It's so true. You are
Yeah.
in charge of your joy and your happiness. You alone.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And we really can impact what happens in our lives, because just like you said, our attitude, it makes such a difference. So it's like if we decide, oh, we're going to give up and we're not going to have a happy life now that there's a pandemic, well, that's just, then you're just not going to have a happy life if you make that decision. But if you decide like, okay, we're going to get through this, we're going to be strong, some good things are coming out of this situation, and it's all going to be okay. And like decide that you're still going to have a beautiful home now and in the future, and just like make decisions for yourself during this time. I think it's also an important time to tune into like, what do you really want in your life, and what will make you happy? And for me, spending more time at home, it's really helped me appreciate my home more, and just be almost like more present in my home, where I'm just like, oh, I really love the color of that wall, or I really love these pictures hanging. And then I change things up. So I'm also taking time right now to declutter and like take pictures off the wall and just change things up. So that brings us to that other point too. It's like you can also make your home your sacred sanctuary, like as a whole. It doesn't have to be just one little room, but it's like, what if your home is a place that you feel so good, you can unwind, the place that feels beautiful to you and feels, I don't know, just like relaxing. It makes you happy when you look around your home. So start thinking of that too. It's like, how can you make your current home your dream home? Because in this moment, it is your dream home, right? It's like, this is what you've got. And of course, if you want to move, then it's also a great time to really reflect on what kind of home do you want. And Kelly, I don't know, do you have any tips of like things to think about? Is it like, think about the kind of yard you want, or how many bedrooms you want?
Yeah, a lot of people even are saying it's time to think about his and her offices,
Nice.
right? Or it's not even right to say his and hers, his and his, hers and hers, but it's just anybody, roommate and roommate. So it's time to think about that. If you need more space, if you need to downsize, anything, you have to visualize every aspect of it. A lot of more people are probably cooking right now.
Yeah, big time.
So kitchen size, kitchen setup, all of those things,
Yeah.
right? If you're getting ready to sell your home, it's time to paint. It's time to look at things like what your inspector would look at, if you were selling your home. But things like just prepare, get ready, in so many different ways. I have so much information I can send to all of you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting. I know so many people moving this year. I just feel like this is the year to move. So many people who are either moving or in process of moving or want to move. And so, yeah, I feel like we're just in a time of transition and change. And our home is such an important aspect of that. Because like if we're not happy in our home, then how can we be happy? It's like our home really is meant to be that place of nurturing and comfort. Like you said, like place where we go to cook, and where we Sleep, certainly, where we make love if we have a partner, or make love to ourselves if we're single, or like the place where we spend time with our pets or our kids, you know, and just this, it's like meant to be this really safe place for us where we can kind of escape it all, escape from the world in our home. But unfortunately, now with our phones and the internet, it's like the whole world is right there in our home, if you think about it. So
Yeah.
like, how do you kind of claim your space back as this sacred sanctuary like we're talking about? And I really think too, it's just such a great time to get that clarity of, is your home really the home you want to stay in? Or do you want to start dreaming up about your next home? And yeah, and just like let that be kind of this cool process of discovery, and make it fun to think about how can you make your current home your dream home for now, and what kind of home would you want to go into if you were to move?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and it goes back to just like that whole sense of visualizing and meditating, and that's why we need time and space sometimes
Do
away
you have
from.
any good visualizing techniques or just even breathing techniques you can share?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you want to go through one real quick? Just a
Sure.
breathing technique? Okay, it'll just take a
Great.
moment. So for those
Yeah.
of you who are listening who are in a safe place where you can close your eyes, then you can join us. And if you're like driving or something, then like, don't do it
Please
with us.
don't.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes and just start with a nice deep breath, just any kind of breath you want to take. And then on your next inhale, imagine that you can breathe in love. Breathe in love. And you can breathe through your nose if that feels comfortable. And then on your exhales, either exhaling through your nose or your mouth, your choice. But on your exhales, breathe out fear. Breathe out fear. So you're breathing in love and breathing out fear. And if it makes more sense to you, you could breathe out stress. So you could breathe in love and breathe out stress. Beautiful. And then if you want, you could even just breathe in love and breathe out love. Get to that place where it's just all about that love. And then we'll just do one more little thing, is now just take your attention into your body. So instead of just in your thoughts, bring your attention down into your body and just notice anywhere in your body that you feel any tension. And just send a breath to that tension in the body. And as you breathe, you're just kind of telling your muscles that it's okay to relax. Beautiful. And just one more thing, just even noticing the sensation of your body sitting on the chair or whatever surface you're on. Just notice that feeling of that surface supporting you. Beautiful. And just let yourself feel supported. Knowing that all is well and the universe is supporting you, God is supporting you, you are totally supported and safe. Good, and you can open your eyes whenever you're ready.
Whew. I'm too relaxed now.
Right? You
Is
know.
there such a thing as being too relaxed?
Yeah, you just go into sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a massage that fast.
Yeah. So see how it just takes a couple minutes. Right. I like that. It just feels like you had a massage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so good for our nervous system and our health and our relaxation and our happiness when we just relax our bodies just for a moment. And so all you have to do really is just take a few deep breaths. And if you want, you can do what we did, like breathe in love, breathe out fear, and just leave it at that. And then we took it a step further, just noticing what's going on in your body and relaxing your muscles. And it doesn't have to take long. It can take 1 minute to 5 minutes.
I was just going to ask that. So what would you recommend starting out? Let's say no one's ever just taken the time to just stop and breathe. Sometimes, you know, I have a breathe app on my Apple Watch and it tells me when to breathe, but it's only for 1 minute.
Oh,
Which
interesting.
does a lot of good. But what would you recommend if someone were just starting out?
I would just say start with like 2 minutes. Just take a break. You can even set your timer if you want to set a timer on your phone for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and then you'll know when you're done. Or you can just do a couple breaths. You don't even have to take a whole minute because a few breaths just takes a few seconds really. But yeah, it's great to do throughout the day. But I like the reminders. Like I really like having a reminder of maybe an alert on the phone, or kind of like on the hour, every hour, you take a few deep breaths, you know, just some way to remind yourself to do it. Because we tend to get so caught up in what we're thinking about or doing. So yeah, we need little reminders.
And COVID-19.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I love you, sister. Thanks for today.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, I would love to hear. Let me check the comments too. Let us know if anybody has any questions for us too. I'd love to hear. Right, we've got Melinda watching. Awesome. And Patricia Long, who happens to be our mom, and Janet and Wayne and Denise and Sunny and Carrie. Oh, it's so good to see you all. Thank you so much.
We have Richard Staley.
Awesome.
Nancy Bonner.
Let us know if you have any questions about what we've talked about. And I hope that everybody watching.
Mary Beth Henderson. Oh, sorry. I just got excited.
I thought you were done.
Classic Kelly.
Yeah, we just hope you feel inspired to. It's like, if you think about it, the COVID-19 situation feels so out of our control. And it's like, so let's focus on things we can control in a good, positive way. And that is our environment and what we're doing in our homes and with our homes. So I want to hear too from anybody who tries this, or maybe some of you have already done it, where you create this little sanctuary in your home. Like, what does it do for you? And how do you feel when you're in that sanctuary? And are you spending enough time there? Because that's another part too. Sometimes we set up a nice space for ourselves in our home, but then we forget to actually utilize it.
Yeah, it's like it's a project, and then it's on to the next project. I know people like that. Just they have big to-do lists every day.
Yes.
Everybody in my small group. Sound familiar?
I love it. Awesome. Okay, cool.
But we'd like to do a check-in in maybe a month or so and just see how you're all doing.
Yeah.
Sacred Sanctuary.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
That's great. And Richard says, great information. Thank you, Richard. And Nancy says, you two make a cute team.
Thanks, Nancy.
Our first time working together. We've been sisters for our whole lives, but it's our first time working together. So it's so fun. Awesome. Yeah, so let us know, please comment. And if you watch the replay, please comment below and let us know what is your biggest takeaway from what we said today. What are you taking away? What are you feeling inspired to do? Or just how are you feeling?
Well, I feel great.
Hey. Awesome. And I'll share too, I have a free gift for anybody who is interested in the topic of sacred sexuality, even though that wasn't our topic today, but anybody who's like, what is sacred sexuality, or how can sex be sacred? So I have a free gift that you can check out. It's an ebook called Light Your Sexual Fire, and it is at lightyoursexualfire.com/ebook. lightyoursexualfire.com/ebook. And I'll post the link in the comments below too after we're done.
Yes. Well, thanks for listening today to our presentation. Please visit us again on our Facebook pages. We'd like to give a shout out to everyone who has adhered to the stay-at-home shelter-in-place order. Please stay safe, healthy, and positive. By the way, we're never too busy for your referrals.
Thanks
so everybody.
Everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your sacred sanctuary.
Enjoy.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Courtney.
Thanks, Kelly.
And thanks, everybody that's live with us.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.